And as she showed you there, I had no input on that whatsoever. But she showed you there very plainly that wedding feast, the great supper, however you want to call it, is when the fowls will eat the bodies, the horse, the men, and all of this that was slaughtered when Christ rules majestically, or however you want to say it. And there's one thing, I don't know if Ken's caught it or not, but I've caught it several times in reading. Get to find it. It says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife has made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen and white, for the fine linen is righteousness of saints. And he said unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, these are the true sayings of God. Now, if you read there, the marriage between Christ and us had not taken place. She had come, prepared, she was dressed, and all of this. But the wedding did not take place. And there's a major reason for it, in my view. When you go into the tribulation period, there is going to be Israelites and things of this nature that will still receive salvation during that period of time. Now, if the born-again Christians was the only ones of the bride, and Jesus and the bride had married prior to the end of the millennial period, then there would be no reason for the millennial period for other people to be saved. So the actual wedding will not take place until after the end of the millennium period, when we go into the what most people call the 8th day or the first day of eternity.
Yeah, because they're serving God but haven't accepted Christ.
But now, when you read those verses, if you read them correctly and everything, just like Ernestine has proved to you, you can see that wedding feast that they talk about in the Bible has nothing to do with the meal we'll partake of. It is strictly a meal that the fowls will take of, and we'll watch it.
To give you an idea of the time span that's going to be, Luke 17:30 tells you, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. It's God's presence leaves most of mankind, and everything around us becomes evil. It's happening.
So Leon, I know you've got a question. I see your mind is pondering. But I'm waiting on Leo's comments or questions or whatever, because I know I can hear her brain is twirling. This is just us. So now you put your feelings through and all this stuff.
I just ain't understanding the way you're coming up with it.
It's plain to see.
Well, it's plain to me the way I see it. The
How?
way I've always seen it.
How?
What little bit I see, as I tell you, I do not understand much of Revelations.
Let me take you back. And I saw the...
Yeah, go back to Matthew 24:28. It tells you very plainly. That's not Revelation, that's Matthew.
He's calling the fowls there to eat the flesh of the ones on the horses. Okay? You talking about the wedding feast?
I don't know about but to me that was a continuous thing in heaven.
No.
It's not like a what we call a feast.
There's only one marriage.
I don't know how to say it. I don't have express.
How can you go into a place that does not exist? Heaven is God's throne. It is not a dwelling place.
Listen, Mom. Revelations 19 and 14. Now, pay close attention to what this says. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
That's the angels.
They come here to fight this battle, which is the feast. They followed Christ when he came.
And it says the great supper of the Lord.
Of the Lamb.
How can you miss?
You're saying the ones who's on the white horses are the angels, then I thought the bride was on the horses.
No.
No.
We're sitting on the ringside seat around the
See,
battleground.
that's part of our reward. Not all of it, but part of our reward. Seeing our adversary destroyed.
And see, you got to remember, at this time span, we will be as Christ. So just like Christ could walk through a door or stand in midair or whatever, we'll be able to do the same thing because we'll have our glorified body.
Yeah.
So we'll be standing around, singing praises and lifting up Jesus as him and his army goes into the battle.
It's kind of
And
like a
he
big
takes
football
his-
game. We're the fans on the sidelines.
Okay, verse 17 tells you too. It says, I saw an angel standing in the sun. Right. The sun's an earth. And he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together. That's not fair.
Leona, I know it seems like that we're picking on you,
Myself, and I don't know.
the church doctrine, and things like that. Believe me, we are not. We're trying to help you to see the truth. And we're not going to be just discussing things like this that might be a difference in your church doctrine.
Like, go.
We're going to be discussing the whole Bible and learning what it's saying for ourselves. But in order to really learn what the Bible is saying, you have to do exactly what God told me. Throw aside your doctrines and your traditions. Take up the Word and learn of me. And that's what I had to do. And believe you me, when I you know how it was in my Baptist tradition. And my Baptist thing was a lot like your Pentecostal thing. And I had
Well,
to
it ain't
change
just
my views on
Pentecostal.
it.
For that part, all the churches I've ever went to believe that way, so.
But they've been taught false teaching, Leola. There is nowhere in that Bible can you read anything that will support that doctrine. Nowhere. There is no word in that Bible that any word that will support that doctrine. And that's one reason I keep saying, don't take my word for it. Don't take nobody else's word for it. Get that Bible and study it for yourself. Because we're going into the last days, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of these churches is going to send a whole lot of people to hell because they got them believing in something that's not real. They're teaching lies and having
Well,
them
I'm
teach
afraid
lies.
that be the case. All my people will be there then.
No,
No, they won't.
because they were ignorant.
It's on that preacher's hand.
It'll be on the preacher's hand.
Yeah.
Just as it will
But
be these other
people
churches.
are now having an opportunity to open their eyes for themselves so they can become a more purified person in the eyes of God. We have, see, your mom and your grandma and grandpa and all them people, okay, they didn't have the insight that we have today. They didn't have the knowledge, I guess you say, that we have today. They didn't really have time to sit down and study the way we do today. So therefore they wouldn't have that. Now it's just like my poor old daddy, okay? That man died swearing straight up and down that the earth was square and no man had ever been to the moon.
Dad still says ain't been nobody.
Yeah. I mean, my daddy swore to that. And the reason being is because it says angels standing on the four corners. It was not talking about a square earth. It was talking about north, south, east, and